Yes, so Albert Breer obviously spent some time at the 49ers facility talking to Trey Lance, talking to Kyle Shanahan, talking to John Lynch, and there's just some real good nuggets, I think, in that story. I think JD thinks so too. A couple notable ones, and JD, if I forget one or two, just jump in.
Yeah, I got them all here.
The first one to me is that, Kyle Shanahan acknowledged going to get Trey Lance is a little riskier than going to get some of those other quarterbacks, but through the process, he kind of came to believe in Trey Lance, and then essentially everything he saw from Trey Lance last year set the table for Trey Lance to be the starting quarterback this year, including his performance against the Houston Texans last year. So that to me was a big thing. Like Kyle Shanahan knows he's put himself in a position where he's going to be assessed by how Trey Lance does.
No question. And he referenced the evaluation being hard because of the lack of film. And because there was only 1 year of it, quoting him because they ended up getting canceled with COVID the next year. And he said, Trey, you could make a tape and it's all there, but there's not a ton of it. You go through all of it, which isn't enough. It's enough to intrigue you, but it's still a risk, Shanahan said. Then you learn the person. You find out more about him, and you believe in that. You don't have to totally see it. You believe in what you're going to see. So I think that the connection that they developed going through the draft process in a lot of the meetings, in conjunction with maybe some of the flash plays that he saw, not enough of them on the college tape, were enough to say, hey, I think this is the guy. Yeah.
Yep. A couple others from there. One was, the other one I'll jump on was a Trey Lance quote where Trey Lance essentially, as far as I thought of it, is saying he does have some characteristics of Jimmy Garoppolo, including a characteristic that we all think was among Garoppolo's best.
Yeah. He said, quote, I'm going to be better, a lot better than I was last year. Everything's slower. I think that's a good sign. Some of the tape is tough to watch because you see some of the dumb mistakes, but that's part of it. That's part of playing the position. That's part of it being my first year. There's going to be mistakes again this year, and for me, it's about how I respond. It'll be easy to turn the page, and for the frustrating moments, I had them today, I have them every day, but I think how we respond, how I respond personally, is what's most important. Leadership.
Man, there's a lot there, JD, and I'm serious. And after hearing what Kyle Shanahan said, so he said, I'm going to be a lot better than last year. Well, Kyle Shanahan said that in the second half of that Texans game, Trey Lance was pretty good. Like, I don't think he's talking about I'm going to be better than I was, what was it, the Colts?
It was the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, where he ended up carrying 16 times. But I do think that's interesting. And the part that you read earlier that I couldn't kind of pinpoint, when he said it'll be easy to move on from mistakes. You think that's because he's the starter and he just knows that he's got a ton of rope? Or do you think he knows that's just the way he is?
I think he knows it's the way he is. I think he knows that there's a lot of talent around him. I think he knows that Kyle Shanahan has the confidence in him to keep rolling. And I'll even say this. He didn't say it, but I think he knows from I think watching Jimmy Garoppolo, that's a trait that, for all of the things we can quibble about, that is a trait that Jimmy Garoppolo does have, and it may be his greatest trait. The ability to make a really bad play and be able to come back and make some great plays. You add it all up, okay, it's average. We're not talking about that. But if you're taking one thing away from Jimmy Garoppolo, if you're Trey Lance, that would be the one thing I'd want to take, is the ability to bounce back, because that's the kind of trait that means you can still be a winner this year and a big playmaker this year, even if it's not totally perfect, as it wouldn't totally be perfect for any quarterback in his first year as a starter.
Right.